Professional certification, trade certification, or professional designation, often called simply certification or qualification, is a designation earned by a person to assure qualification to perform a job or task. Not all certifications that use post-nominal letters are an acknowledgement of educational achievement, or an agency appointed to safeguard the public interest. Overview: certifications are earned from a professional society, university, or from a private certifier, for some specific certifications. Some certifications must be renewed periodically, or may be valid for a specific period of time. As a part of a complete renewal of an individual's certification, it is common for the individual to show evidence of continued learning, often termed continuing education, or earning continuing education units. Many certification programs are created, sponsored, or affiliated with professional associations, trade organizations, or private vendors interested in raising standards. Many of those programs, completely independent from membership organizations, enjoy association support and endorsement. The growth of certification programs is also a reaction to the changing employment market. Certifications are portable, since they do not depend on one company's definition of a certain job. Certification stands above the resume and the professional reference by being an impartial, third-party endorsement of an individual's professional knowledge and experience. It is important to note that certifications are usually earned from a professional society or educational institute, not the government. However, a government agency can decree a certification as required by law in order to being allowed to perform a task or job. Certification is different of professional licensure. In the United States, professional licenses are usually issued by state agencies, having as a requirement the university title for that profession. In other countries, licensing is granted by the professional society or college, but you need to certificate after some years and so on thereafter. The certification assessment process, for some organizations, is very similar or even the same as licensure and may differ only in terms of legal status, while in other organizations, can be quite different and more comprehensive than that of licensure. The American National Standards Institute, Standard 1100, defines the requirements of meeting the ANSI standard for being a certifying organization. According to ANSI's Standard 1100, a professional certifying organization must meet two requirements: deliver an assessment based on industry knowledge, independent from training courses or course providers. Grant a time-limited credential to anyone who meets the assessment standards. Certifications are very common in aviation, construction, technology, environment, and other industrial sectors, as well as healthcare, business, real estate, broker and finance. In the United States, the Federal Aviation Administration regulates aviator certifications. The Institute for Credentialing Excellence is a U.S.-based organization that sets rigorous standards for accreditation of certification programs based on the standards for educational and psychological testing. Many members of the Association of Test Publishers are also certification organizations. Types of certifications: there are three general types of certification. Listed in order of development level and portability, they are corporate, product-specific, and profession-wide. Corporate, or internal certifications, are made by a corporation or low-stakes organization for internal purposes. For example, a corporation might require a one-day training course for all sales personnel, after which they receive a certificate. While this certificate has limited portability to other corporations, for example it is the most simple to develop. Product-specific certifications are more involved, and are intended to be referenced to a product across all applications. This approach is very prevalent in the information technology industry, where personnel are certified on a version of software or hardware. This type of certification is portable across locations, but not across other products. Another example could be the certifications issued for shipping personnel, which are under international standards even for the recognition of the certification body, under an international maritime organization. The most general type of certification is profession-wide. Certification in the medical profession is often offered by particular specialties. in order to apply professional standards, increase the level of practice, and protect the public, a professional organization might establish a certification. This is intended to be portable to all places a certified professional might work. Of course, this generalization increases the cost of such a program. The process to establish a legally defensible assessment of an entire profession is very extensive. An example of this is a certified public accountant, CPA, which would not be certified for just one corporation or one piece of accountancy software but for general work in the profession. Professional certificates awarded by universities. Many universities grant professional certificates as an award for the completion of an educational program. The curriculum of a professional certificate is most often in a focused subject matter. The typical professional certificate program is between 200 to 300 class hours in size. It is uncommon for a program to be larger or smaller than that. Most professional certificate programs are open enrollment, but some have admissions processes. A few universities put some of their professional certificates into a subclass they refer to as advanced professional certificates. Some universities that offer extensive ranges of professional certificates include Duke, Georgetown, Harvard, UC Berkeley, and UC San Diego. Some of the more commonly offered professional certificates include Professional Certificate in Accounting, Professional Certificate in Financial Planning, Professional Certificate in Graphic Design, Professional Certificate in Human Resources, Professional Certificate in Marketing, Professional Certificate in Paralegal Studies, Professional Certificate in Project Management, Professional Certificate in Technical Communication, areas of certification, accountancy, auditing and finance. There are many professional bodies for accountants and auditors throughout the world. Some of them are legally recognized in their jurisdictions. Public accountants are the accountancy and control experts that are legally certified in different jurisdictions to work in public practices, certifying accounts as statutory auditors, eventually selling advice and services to other individuals and businesses. Today, however, many work within private corporations, financial industry, and government bodies. Accounting and external auditing, CF Accountancy Qualifications and Regulation, ACA, FCA or CA conferred by institutes of chartered accountants in various territories, namely the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. CAR, ICWA or CA conferred by institutes of chartered accountants in India and her territories. ACMA or FCMA conferred by the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, Associate or Fellow Chartered Certified Accountant conferred by Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, AAIA or FAIA conferred by Association of International Accountants, AMII or AMII Independent Professional Society Certification Organization, CPA conferred by state accountancy boards in the USA, Hong Kong, Australia. PFA from Came Center and Cairo University, CMA conferred by Institute of Certified Management Accountants, Institute of Management Accountants, CCC issued and conferred by the American Academy of Financial Management USA Certifying Board, MIPA or FIPA conferred by the Institute of Public Accountants, CPTP conferred by Board of Certified Professional Tax Preparers, U.S., Internal Auditing and Fraud Combat, CIA, CCSA, CGAP, QAR conferred by the worldwide recognized Institute of Internal Auditors headquartered in Altamonte Springs, Florida with chapters in many countries, CFE conferred by the worldwide recognized Association of Certified Fraud Examiners headquartered in Texas with chapters in many countries. CISA awarded by the worldwide recognized Information Systems Audit and Control Association headquartered in the USA with chapters in many countries. CFAP awarded by the India Forensic Center of Studies headquartered in India with chapters in many countries, CFIA awarded by the Association of Forensic and Investigative Auditors headquartered in Canada with regional offices in many countries, Administration, CPS, Certified Professional Secretary Certified Administrative Professional, Organizational Management Certified Administrative Professional, Technology Applications. In 1951, IAAP administered the first Certified Professional Secretary exam. which has evolved through the years into a 4-part certification test called the Certified Administrative Professional. Organizational Management. IAAP also offers the Certified Administrative Professional, Technology Applications exam, focusing on the Microsoft Office suite of products. Depending upon an individual's level of higher education, an applicant needs between 2 and 4 years of verifiable working experience as an administrative professional to sit for the exams. Added by Andrea Sanderson Miller /2014-01-22, IAAP member number 93,906,144, Ottawa Chapter, Finance, Investments, AVA conferred by the National Association of Certified Valuators and Analysts, AVA merged CVA, Certified Valuation Analyst, ASA conferred by the American Society of Appraisers, CAIA conferred by the CAIA Association, CBA conferred by the IBA, CFA conferred by CFA Institute, CVA conferred by the National Association of Certified Valuators and Analysts and the International Association of Consultants, Valuators and Analysts, CIIA conferred by the Association of Certified International Investment Analysts, FRM conferred by the Global Association of Risk Professionals, CMU conferred by National Association of Mortgage Underwriters NAMU, PRM conferred by the Professional Risk Managers International Association PRMIA, CIWM conferred by the Association of International Wealth Management AIWM, Personal Finance, CFP conferred by Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards and Financial Planning Standards Board, CWM, CAM, CTEP and CPM, issued, founded and conferred by the USA Board of Standards American Academy of Financial Management, CCP issued to credit management professionals in Canada by the Credit Institute of Canada, EA by the Internal Revenue Service, Public Finance, CCMT. Conferred by California Municipal Treasurers Association, CGAP conferred by the Institute of Internal Auditors, based on the U.S. government auditing standards and additionally on COSO. IIA standards and INTIS-ISSAI standards recognized worldwide in public finance, CDFM conferred by American Society of Military Comptrollers, CFO conferred by Carl Vinson Institute of Government, University of Georgia, CGFM conferred by Association of Government Accountants, CGAT conferred by Government Finance Officers Association of Alabama, CGFO conferred by Government Finance Officers Association of Texas, CGFO conferred by Florida Government Finance Officers Association, CGFO conferred by Louisiana Government Finance Officers Association, CMFO conferred by Government Finance Officers of New Jersey, Rutgers University, and the State of New Jersey, CMFO conferred by Tennessee Comptroller of the Treasury, and the Municipal Technical Advisory Service, CPFO conferred by Government Finance Officers Association, CPFA conferred by Association of Public Treasurers of the United States and Canada, GFO conferred by Government Finance Officers Association of South Carolina, AFA Accredited Financial Analyst is a U.S. trademarked financial designation conferred by taking Level 1 and Level 2 exams with either eDivate or Pearson Global Education, eDivate exam http www.edivate.com/200047, North Carolina Local Governmental Finance Officer. Conferred by North Carolina Government Finance Officers Association and the North Carolina Association of County Finance Officers, Aerospace, Aerospace technicians assemble, service, test, operate, and repair systems associated with both expendable and reusable space launch vehicles, payloads, related laboratories, and ground support equipment. Because space-related activities are evolving, professional certifications vary by country and sometimes by company within a country. Credentials are not yet closely regulated but have evolved over time. Most are performance-based due to the hands-on nature of the work and the importance of assuring the quality and safety of activities and operations in this demanding field. Currently performance-based certifications for aerospace technicians in the United States of America are patterned after the Federal Aviation Administration's airframe and power plant certificates for aircraft mechanics. The regulatory arm of the FAA for space is the Office of Commercial Space Transportation. Presently the only national credentials meeting the ISO 17024 standards for certification and holding an FAA safety approval for the credentialing process are those conferred by the Space Tech registered trademark and National Science Foundation National Resource Center. These certifications employ a proctored computer-based written examination followed by an oral examination and a practical performance-based skills examination administered by a trained and certified Space Tech registered trademark examiner. The existing certifications for aerospace technicians include a core certification for entry-level employees and concentrations in specialized disciplines for journeyman technicians, Certified Aerospace Technician Ascent Core, covering an introduction to the aerospace workplace. Applied Mechanics. Basic Electricity. Test and Measurements. Materials and Processes. And Aerospace Safety. Aerospace Manufacturing. 4 disciplines endorsements require concentration examinations in manufacturing essentials with specializations in structures and assembly processes, welding and cutting processes, manual machining processes, and computerized numeric control machining operations. Aerospace Composites, a single concentration examination in 4 basic areas: characteristics of composites, fabrication methods, testing, inspection, and repair, and health and safety. Aerospace Vehicle Processing, a single concentration examination in 5 disciplines: aerospace systems, electronic fabrication and fiber optics, fluid systems, structural fabrication, and technical task analysis. Usually candidates for aerospace certification must qualify through a combination of experience and education, meeting at least one of the following criteria: a 2-year college technical program degree, a 2-year technical military assignment in a related field, a current FAA airframe power plant certificate, 2 or more years of on-the-job training and experience in the aerospace industry. Specialized concentration exams for journeyman credentials require a core certification. Architecture, AIA conferred by American Institute of Architects, FAIA conferred by American Institute of Architects, Art and Creative/Cultural Management, PDCM, Professional Diploma in Cultural Management conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification with Macau University of Science and Technology, PDCRM, Professional Diploma in Creative Management conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification with Hong Kong Productivity Council, Aviation. Aviators are certified through theoretical and in-flight examinations. Requirements for certifications are quite equal in most countries and are regulated by each national aviation authority. The existing certificates or pilot licenses are SPL conferred by the FAA, PPL conferred by the FAA or JAA, CPL conferred by the FAA or JAA, ATP conferred by the FAA or JAA. Licensing in these categories require not only examinations but also a minimum of flight hours. All categories are available for fixed-wing aircraft and rotatory-wing aircraft. Within each category, aviators may also obtain certifications in instrument flight rules, multi-engine aircraft, turbojet engines, jet engines, experimental aircraft, amphibious aircraft, seaplanes. Usually, aviators must be certified also in their logbooks for the type and model of aircraft they are allowed to fly. Currency checks as well as regular medical checkups with a frequency of 6 months, 12 months, or 36 months, depending on the type of flying permitted, are obligatory. An aviator can fly only if holding a valid pilot license, a valid medical certificate, valid certifications for the type of aircraft and type of flight. In Europe, the ANSP, ATCO and ANSP technicians are certified according to ESARRs. 5. Business. The certification of competency in business analysis designation is a professional certification for business analysis practitioners who want to be recognized for their expertise and skills by earning formal recognition. International Entrepreneurs Association United Kingdom, The Certified Practitioner Entrepreneur designation is a professional certification for entrepreneurial and business practitioners who want to be recognized for their expertise and skills by earning formal recognition. AMII, the American International Institute, USA. Business certification in various business fields designation and professional certification in various business disciplines for practitioners who want to be recognized for their expertise and skills by earning formal recognition. APMP, the Association of Proposal Management Professionals, provides 3 levels of certification: AMAPMP, APM, and PPM1. APMP's certification program uses a combination of competency-based assessment, experience, and verification. Individuals participate in continuing professional development, earning continuing education unit credits. To maintain accreditation, ACBSP students who complete courses, degrees, and exams from an accredited business schools may also be eligible for certification. ACBSP Alliance for Certification, Management Consultant. There are several management consulting certifications and accreditations available, such as CMC Certified Management Consultant. Chiropractic. Computer technology. Certification is often used in the professions of software engineering and information technology. Economic development. The Council of Development Finance Agencies Training Institute has been the nationally Euro-unregistered trademark's most comprehensive education initiative dedicated to the economic development finance industry. Through the Institute Euro-unregistered trademark's vast course offerings and professional interactions, economic developers and finance professionals from both the public and private sectors have gained valuable knowledge and access to the entire development finance industry. Training Institute courses cover a wide range of topics. CDFAA Euro-unregistered trademark's Development Finance Certified Professional Program is an intense training course learning experience and is the industry's only comprehensive development finance professional certification program. The DFCP program is designed to produce graduates with a comprehensive knowledge of development finance concepts, tools and applicability, as well as a deep understanding of the entire development finance spectrum. To be considered for graduation from the DFCP program, individuals must attend a total of 6 CDFA Training Institute courses and complete a single comprehensive exam. The International Economic Development Council, based in Washington, D.C., recognizes economic developers around the world who have achieved a level of excellence in their understanding of the tools and programs of economic development. In order to become a certified economic developer, one must sit through the exam and fulfill a number of requirements. The Business District Executive Management Certificate Program, based at Rutgers University, School of Public Affairs and Administration, provides professionals and students with 6 CEU credits in a user-friendly, 4-module, online learning platform that offers an exploration and training into the theories and practices that identify the multi-sectoral profession of business district management as a form of public-private partnership. 6. Elections and voter registration, CERA or CERA, the highest level of certification available for election administrators, conferred by the Election Center, the National Association of Election Administrators. Instruction and university credit for required coursework is provided by Auburn University. Enterprise Risk Management, APC, Academy of Professional Certification Limited, an approved NGO charitable organization and ISO 31000 TC member that authorized and accredited by HKSARG, CRP, Certified Risk Planner, conferred and mutually accredited by the Institute of Crisis and Risk Management and/or Academy of Professional Certification, PDCRP, Professional Diploma in Certified Risk Planner, conferred and mutually accredited by the Institute of Crisis and Risk Management and/or Academy of Professional Certification, with Hong Kong Productivity Council, FCRP, Fellow of Certified Risk Planner, conferred and mutually accredited by the Institute of Crisis and Risk Management and/or Academy of Professional Certification Court, Certified Risk Trainer, conferred and mutually accredited by the Institute of Crisis and Risk Management and/or Academy of Professional Certification, CCC, Certified Crisis Consultant, conferred and mutually accredited by the Institute of Crisis and Risk Management and/or Academy of Professional Certification, CIE, Certified International Entrepreneur, conferred and mutually accredited by the International Entrepreneurs Association, CLTC, Certified Lead Trainer and Consultant for ISO 31000, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, CLT, Certified Lead Trainer for ISO 31000, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, CLC, Certified Lead Consultant for ISO 31000, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, CLA, Certified Lead Auditor for ISO 31000, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, CPATC, Certified Professional Risk Trainer and Consultant for ISO 31004, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, CPRM, Certified Professional Risk Manager for ISO 31004, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, CPRMA, Certified Professional Risk Management Auditor for ISO 31004, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, Entrepreneurial Profession. IEA, UK, conferred by International Entrepreneurs Association. Environment, Institute of Professional Environmental Practice, a Euro-qualified environmental professional, Academy of Board-qualified environmental professionals, Certified Environmental Professional, CENVP, a Euro-certified environmental practitioner of Australia and New Zealand, International Society of Arboriculture, internationally recognized body providing ANSI-accredited certifications for arborists. Certified Arborist, Master Arborist, Environmental Professional Designation, Environmental Careers Organisation Canada, Green Globes Professional Certified GGPs are industry professionals trained in the Green Globes building assessment and certification process. They may serve as consultants on Green Globes projects, facilitating the building certification process and providing project management for their own clients. 7. Explosive Atmospheres, ESHEX IEC system for certification to standards relating to equipment for use in explosive atmospheres covers the highly specialized field of explosion protection associated with the use of equipment in areas where flammable gases, liquids and combustible dusts may be present. This system provides the assurance that equipment is manufactured to meet safety standards, and that services such as installation, repair and overhaul also comply with IEC international standards on safety. The United Nations, via UNECE, recommends the IEC and ESHEX as the World Euro Unregistered Trademark S best practice model for the verification of conformity to international standards. It published AA Euro OE Common Regulatory Framework, a Euro encompassing the use of IEC international standards developed by IEC TC 31, equipment for explosive atmospheres, with proof of compliance demonstrated by ESHEX. Genealogy, AG conferred by the International Commission for the Accreditation of Professional Genealogists. CG conferred by the Board for Certification of Genealogists. CGL conferred by the Board for Certification of Genealogists. Health Leadership, CHE conferred by the Canadian College of Health Leaders, Healthcare Quality, CHCQM conferred by the American Board of Quality Assurance and Utilization Review Physicians, CPHQ conferred by the Healthcare Quality Certification Board of the National Association for Healthcare Quality, Hospitality and Tourism, CHA conferred by American Hotel and Lodging Association, CRDE conferred by American Hotel and Lodging Association, CHE conferred by American Hotel and Lodging Association, CHRM conferred by American Hotel and Lodging Association, CRME conferred by Hospitality Sales and Marketing International, CHDM conferred by Hospitality Sales and Marketing International, CHSE conferred by Hospitality Sales and Marketing International. CHSC conferred by Hospitality Sales and Marketing International. CAMP conferred by Convention Industry Council, Industrial Hygiene, CIH conferred by American Board of Industrial Hygiene, Information Quality, IQCP conferred by International Association for Information and Data Quality. Information Security, CISSP, Certified Information System Security Professional BYA², SSCP, Systems Security Certified Practitioner BYA², CAP, Certified Authorization Professional BYA², CCFP, Certified Cyber Forensics Professional BYA², CSSLP, Certified Secure Software Lifecycle Professional BYA², HCISPP, Healthcare Information Security and Privacy Practitioner BYA², CCSK, Certificate of Cloud Security Knowledge by Cloud Security Alliance, CPCRM, Certified Professional in Cloud Risk Management conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification ISO 31000 member for HKSARG, CPISM, Certified Professional in Information Security Management conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, PCISAG, Professional Certificate in Information Systems. Security, Auditing and Governance conferred by IVE of Hong Kong and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, Insurance and Risk Management. In the United States, insurance professionals are licensed separately by each state. Many individuals seek one or more certifications to distinguish themselves from their peers. The most recognizable certifications are issued by 4 organizations: American Institute for Chartered Property Casualty Underwriters, Chartered Property Casualty Underwriter, Associate in Risk Management, Associate in Commercial Underwriting, Accredited Advisor in Insurance, Certified Authority on Workers' Compensation, American College of Financial Services, Chartered Life Underwriter, Chartered Financial Consultant, Life Underwriter Training Council Fellow, National Alliance for Insurance Education and Research, Certified Insurance Counselor, Certified Risk Manager, Certified Insurance Service Representative, National Association of Mutual Insurance Companies, Farm Mutual Director Certification, Professional Farm Mutual Manager, National Registry of Workers' Compensation Specialists, Registered Workers' Compensation Specialist, Professional Liability Underwriting Society, Registered Professional Liability Underwriter, Language Education. TESOL is a large field of employment with widely varying degrees of regulation. Most provision worldwide is through the state school system of each individual country, and as such, the instructors tend to be trained primary or secondary school teachers who are native speakers of the language of their pupils, and not of English. Though native speakers of English have been working in non-English speaking countries in this capacity for years, it was not until the last 25 years or so that there was any widespread focus on training particularly for this field. Previously, workers in this sort of job were anyone from backpackers hoping to earn some extra travel money to well-educated professionals in other fields doing volunteer work, or retired people. These sort of people are certainly still to be found, but there are many who consider TESOL a main profession. One of the problems facing these full-time teachers is the absence of international governing body for the certification or licensure of English language teachers. However, Cambridge University and its subsidiary body UCLES are pioneers in trying to get some degree of accountability and quality control to consumers of English courses, through their CELTA and Delta programs. Trinity College, London has equivalent programs, the CERTESOL and the LTCL DIPTESOL. They offer initial certificates in teaching, in which candidates are trained in language awareness and classroom techniques, and given a chance to practice teaching, after which feedback is reported. Both institutions have as a follow-up a professional diploma, usually taken after a year or two in the field. Although the initial certificate is available to anyone with a high school education, the diploma is meant to be a postgraduate qualification and in fact can be incorporated into a master's degree program. Legal affairs, an increasing number of lawyers are choosing to be recognized as having special knowledge and experience by becoming certified specialists in certain fields of law. According to the American Bar Association, a lawyer that is a certified specialist has been recognized by an independent professional certifying organization as having an enhanced level of skill and expertise, as well as substantial involvement in an established legal specialty. These organizations require a lawyer to demonstrate special training, experience and knowledge to ensure that the lawyer's recognition as a certified specialist is meaningful and reliable. Lawyer conduct with regard to specialty certification is regulated by the states. NBLSC is an American Bar Association accredited organization providing board certification for U.S. lawyers. Board certification is a rigorous testing and approval process that officially recognizes the extensive education and courtroom experience of attorneys. NBLSC provides board certification for trial lawyers and trial attorneys, civil lawyers, criminal lawyers, family lawyers and Social Security disability lawyers. Logistics and transport. Logistician is the profession in the logistics and transport sectors, including sea, air, land and rail modes. Professional qualification for logisticians usually carries post-nominal letters. Common examples include, MILT conferred by the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, CMILT conferred by the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, FCILT conferred by the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, CPLCTP conferred by Transport and Logistics Certification Council of Australia, ELDRIM-Log conferred by the European Logistics Association, CMLCPL conferred by the International Society of Logistics, JR-Log SR-Log conferred by the China Federation of Logistics and Purchasing, FHKLA-PMHKLA conferred by the Hong Kong Logistics Association, PLSDLP conferred by the American Society of Transportation and Logistics, CPIMCSCP conferred by the Association for Operations Management, CCLP conferred by the Canadian Institute of Traffic and Transportation, PLOG conferred by the Canadian Professional Logistics Institute, ACCLAMI/ACCLAMO/ACCLABM/ACCLOBM conferred by the Allied Council for Commerce and Logistics, CPLCM, Certified Professional Logistics and Cargo Mediator, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, CPCRM, Certified Professional in Cargo Risk Management and Mediation, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, Mediation, ECM, Executive Certificate in Mediation, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, PCM, Professional Certification in Mediation, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, APCM, Advanced Professional Certification in Mediation, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, CPMT, Certified Professional Mediation Trainer, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, CPACM, Certified Professional Art and Cultural Mediator, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification, CPM, Certified Professional Mediator, conferred and mutually accredited by the Institute of Crisis and Risk Management and/or Academy of Professional Certification, PDCOM, Professional Diploma in Corporate Mediation, conferred and mutually accredited by the Institute of Crisis and Risk Management and/or Academy of Professional Certification, with Hong Kong Productivity Council, CMA, Certified Mediation Assessor, conferred and mutually accredited by the Institute of Crisis and Risk Management and/or Academy of Professional Certification. Ministers, churches have their own process of who may use various religious titles. Protestant churches typically require a Masters of Divinity, accreditation by the denomination and ordination by the local church in order for a minister to become a reverend. Those qualifications may or may not also give government authorization to solemnize marriages. Medicine. Board certification is the process by which a physician in the United States documents by written, practical and/or computer-based testing, illustrating a mastery of knowledge and skills that define a particular area of medical specialization. The American Board of Medical Specialties, a not-for-profit organization, assists 24 approved medical specialty boards in the development and use of standards in the ongoing evaluation and certification of physicians. Medical specialty certification in the United States is a voluntary process. While medical licensure sets the minimum competency requirements to diagnose and treat patients, it is not specialty-specific. Board certification demonstrates a physician unregistered trademark's exceptional expertise in a particular specialty and/or subspecialty of medical practice. Patients, physicians, healthcare providers, insurers and quality organizations regard certification as an important measure of a physician unregistered trademark's knowledge, experience and skills to provide quality healthcare within a given specialty. Other professional certifications include certifications such as medical licenses, membership of the Royal College of Physicians, nursing board certification, diplomas in social work. The Commission for Certification in Geriatric Pharmacy certifies pharmacists that are knowledgeable about principles of geriatric pharmacotherapy and the provision of pharmaceutical care to the elderly. The Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies administers a voluntary accreditation program for law enforcement agencies. Additional certifying bodies relating to the medical field include Royal Australian and New Zealand College of Radiologists, Fellow of the American College of Emergency Physicians, Fellow of the Royal Australasian College of Physicians, Fellowship of the Royal College of Surgeons, Membership of the College of Emergency Medicine, Joint Commission on Allied Health Personnel in Ophthalmology, American Registry for Diagnostic Medical Sonography, Physical Asset Management, MMP a Euro Maintenance Management Professional, CMRP a Euro Certified Maintenance and Reliability Professional, Plumbing, ASSE, an ANSI accredited standards developer and certification body, Project Management. Certification is of significant importance in the project management industry. Certification refers to the evaluation and recognition of the skills, knowledge, and/or competence of a practitioner in the field. Project management certifications come in a variety of flavors: competence-based programs wherein an individual must provide evidence of actual, on-the-job performance, knowledge-based programs wherein an individual must pass an exam, experience-based programs wherein an individual must provide evidence of training or education in the field. Combination of competence-based, knowledge-based, and experience-based, PMP project management professional conferred by the PMI, SCPM Stanford Certified Project Manager conferred by the Stanford University as a result of completing the SAPM, PGMP Program Management Professional conferred by the PMI, FACPPM conferred by civilian agencies of the U.S. federal government supplements private sector competencies and experience expectations with unique government requirements including those for government contract, budget, and management processes. FACPPM has 3 levels of certification covering entry, mid, and senior career levels. Knowledge-based, AMII Certified Project Management conferred by the AMII, CAPM Certified Associate in Project Management conferred by the PMI, PMI, ACP Project Management Institute, Agile Certified Practitioner conferred by the PMI, CSM Certified Scrum Master conferred by the Scrum Alliance, Public Relations. There are 15 professional associations from around the world offering the Accredited in Public Relations designation and one offering the Accredited Business Communicator designation. In 2008, the http www.globalalliancep.org, after examining the more prevalent APA and ABC examination processes, determined that a core set of competencies should be part of a world standard to establish competency in the public relations profession. In the USA, the Universal Accreditation Board, an organization composed of the Public Relations Society of America, the Agricultural Relations Council, the National School Public Relations Association, the Religious Communicators Council and other public relations professional societies, administers the Accreditation in Public Relations, a voluntary certification program for public relations practitioners. Real Estate, the Real Estate Institute of Canada, an advanced educational institute for professionals in the real estate industry, administers the Fellow of the Real Estate Institute, a voluntary designation program for real estate professionals. Safety, CSP conferred by Board of Certified Safety Professionals. Sales, CSP conferred by Canadian Professional Sales Association in Canada and by MRERF's Institute for Professional Advancement, IPA in the US and Mexico. This certification provides essential skills to improve sales in all industries and all channels. CPMR conferred by MRERF's Institute for Professional Advancement, IPA is supported by more than 20 industries and helps independent manufacturers representatives the skills to run a more effective rep firm. Security, ASIS International administers the Certified Protection Professional, Board Certified in Security Management. ASIS International administers the Physical Security Professional, Board Certified. ASIS International administers the Professional Certified Investigator, Board Certified. Association of Certified Fraud Examiners administers the Certified Fraud Examiner. International Foundation of Protection Officers administers the Certified Protection Officer. Society of Payment Security Professionals administers the Certified Payment Card Industry Security Manager. The Loss Prevention Foundation administers the Qualified and Certified Credentials. Certified Information Systems Security Professional from ISC2.org. Systems Security Certified Practitioner from ISC2.org. Security University administers the Qualified/Information Security Professional Certification Credential QISP. Security University administers the Qualified/Ethical Hacker Certification QEH. Security University administers the Qualified/Security Analyst Certification QSA. Security University administers the Qualified/Penetration Tester License Certification QPTL. Security University administers the Qualified/Forensic Expert Certification QFE. Security University administers the Qualified/Network Defender Certification QND. Security University administers the Qualified/Information Assurance Professional Certification Credential QIAP. Security University administers the Qualified/Access, Authentication, PKI Pro Certification QAAP. Security University administers the Qualified/Network Security Policy Administrator Certification Q/NSP. Security University administers the Qualified/Certification and Accreditation Certification QC and A. American Hotel and Lodging Association administers the Certified Lodging Security Director. National Sheriff's Association administers the Certified Homeland Protection Professional Certification. American Board for Certification in Homeland Security administers the Certified in Homeland Security Certification Levels IV. American Board for Certification in Homeland Security administers the Anti-Sabotage Certified Certification. American Board for Certification in Homeland Security administers the Sensitive Security Information Certified Certification. American Board for Certification in Homeland Security administers the Certified in Disaster Preparedness Certification. American Board for Certification in Homeland Security administers the Intelligence the Analyst Certified Certification. American Board for Certification in Homeland Security administers the Certified National Threat Analyst Certification. Anti-Terrorism Accreditation Board administers the Certified Anti-Terrorism Specialist Certification. Anti-Terrorism Accreditation Board administers the Certified Master Anti-Terrorism Specialist Certification. Anti-Terrorism Accreditation Board administers the Certified Anti-Terrorism Specialist Information Technology Certification. Anti-Terrorism Accreditation Board administers the Certified Anti-Terrorism Specialist Forensic IT Analyses Certification. Anti-Terrorism Accreditation Board administers the Certified Anti-Terrorism Specialist Cyberterrorism Response Certification. Anti-Terrorism Accreditation Board administers the Certified Anti-Terrorism Specialist Physical Security Manager Certification. Associated Locksmiths of America administers the Registered Locksmith Certification. Associated Locksmiths of America administers the Certified Registered Locksmith Certification. Associated Locksmiths of America administers the Certified Professional Locksmith Certification. Associated Locksmiths of America administers the Certified Master Locksmith Certification. Associated Locksmiths of America administers the Certified Professional Safe Technician Certification. Associated Locksmiths of America administers the Certified Master Safe Technician Certification. International Association of Certified Surveillance Professionals administers the Certified Surveillance Professional Certification. Security Industry Association administers the Certified Security Project Manager Certification. ASP, Accredited Security Professional, conferred and accredited by Academy of Professional Certification. CST, Certified Security Trainer, conferred and accredited by the Institute of Crisis and Risk Management and/or Academy of Professional Certification. Center for Interviewer Standards and Assessment administers the Certified Forensic Interviewer Designation, Speaking, Conferred by the National Speakers Association, the Certified Speaking Professional. A registered trademark is the speaking profession's international measure of professional platform competence. This certification is awarded by the National Speakers Association. Only about 10% of the speakers who belong to the Global Speakers Federation hold this designation. Those who have earned their certification have done so by demonstrating a track record of experience and expertise. Training. Australian Institute of Certified Practicing Trainers administers the Certified Practicing Trainer. Conferred by the Australian Institute of Certified Practicing Trainers, 8. This certification is the hallmark for professional trainers. Other applications. The American Academy of Environmental Engineers Board certifies licensed environmental engineers and unlicensed environmental engineering practitioners for those with a degree in engineering and at least 8 years of practice and responsible charge in environmental engineering. The Institute of Professional Environmental Practice certifies qualified environmental professionals who have a degree in physical, earth or natural science, engineering or mathematics and at least 5 years of professional environmental work experience. The Council Certified Indoor Environmental Consultant certification covers a wide range of indoor environmental quality disciplines focusing on managing indoor environmental quality in relation to building design, maintenance and operations to ensure an optimal environment for building occupants. The Canadian National Association of Infrared Imaging Technologists awards the IIT designation to infrared thermographers who meet the training standards regulated by the association. AIIT aims to ensure service delivery standards and public trust through regulating training standards, codes of conduct and continuing education. The National Commission for the Certification of Crane Operators administers ANSI-accredited certification programs for operators of mobile, tower, overhead, and articulating cranes, riggers, signal persons, and crane inspectors. The Society for Technical Communication is planning to create a certification program for technical writers in 2011. The Association of Professional Reserve Analysts certifies qualified reserve study professionals who are a certified public accountant, have a general contractor's license, and at least 2 years of professional experience preparing reserve studies, or some combination of related experience. The International Society of Arboriculture is the international body who administers ANSI-accredited certification programs for arborists and tree care specialists. Certifications vary from tree worker to certified arborist to master arborist. Criticisms. Many political commentators often criticize professional or occupational licensing, especially medical and legal licensing, for restricting the supply of services and therefore making them more expensive, often putting them out of reach of poor people. Computer technologies. The current proliferation of IT certifications, like the FSI's IT Baseline Protection certification, has led some technologists to question their value. Proprietary content that has been distributed on the Internet allows some to gain credentials without the implied depth or breadth of expertise. Certifying agencies have responded in various ways. Some now incorporate hands-on elements, anti-cheating methodologies or have expanded their content. Others have expired and restructured their certificate programs, and/or raised their fees to deter abuse. Certification programs that take into account length of service, and demonstrated experience, via industry peer and/or employer recommendation avoid some of the issues associated with purely passing an examination. However, certification remains a contentious issue. Also, some professional certifications require a criminal record check for the certification to be approved. The presence of a criminal history when applying for certification may be grounds for denial of certification. See also, academic inflation, European Professional Qualification Directives, homologation, Institute for Certification of Computing Professionals, product certification, references. External links. Institute for Credentialing Excellence, the ICE Basic Guide to Credentialing Terminology and the ICE Guide to Understanding Credentialing Concepts, Aerospace Technical Education Center.